Assalamualaikum and good morning. Hello, this is Dr. Usmani Tasmin again, lecturing for product development course titled Concept Selection at chapter 6. So this week we are still again in the FOC lecture mode because we are in the lockdown period. So we have to follow through the direction, and as far as the lecture, I will go through the YouTube platform. So in the textbook, in the chapter 6, it is highlighted a new product, basically a product that is related to health. They call it Novo Nordisk syringe. So this topic is very much close to Malaysian population because we have many major diseases among Malaysian population, like the most serious one, the first top disease in Malaysia is basically coronary disease, heart disease, which is this one. And then among other 6 major type diseases among Malaysian population is diabetes. We also have like respiratory disease related to lung, and we also have many patients related to kidney that requires dialysis, cancer and stroke. But relating to this chapter, we are discussing a device which is related to diabetes. So of course, we also feel sad that now coronavirus diseases has claimed as many as 15 deaths in Malaysia as of today, and there are as many as 1,624 cases positive COVID-19 in the whole Malaysia. So let's focus on the diabetes disease and how it is related to this chapter. Now, you may know that as diabetic patient, so you need to have a proper level of sugar in your blood and your body, and this sugar is being maintained in terms of to be in balance so that the patient got energy. And this diabetic patient, normally it requires insulin in order to maintain their good sugar level in their blood so that they has enough energy to do their activities. So here is the diabetic syringe by Novo Nordisk that normally Malaysian diabetic patient is using. And normally diabetic patient, they will be given the syringe by the hospital, so they just need to pay a minimum fees for that. So this Novo Nordisk syringe is basically made by a Denmark company. So they also produce the artificial insulin for diabetic patient. So there are several related major problems regarding this Novo Nordisk syringe. One problem or constraint is that its cost and the accuracy of dose metering, in which the volume of the insulin need to be injected to the patient. So these are the 2 major challenges in designing the Novo Nordisk syringe pen. And another requirement for this kind of product is basically it is mostly for senior citizens. They are mostly elderly people with a limited kind of normally vision, and also kind of sometimes shaking hands which is kind of not stable. So the 7 important criteria in selecting the suitable concept to design this Novo Nordisk syringe is it's got to be easy to handle, especially about the elderly, and it must be rather relatively easy to use, right? And one of the most important thing is the readability of the dosage setting, which is easy to being read. and the accuracy of the dosage need to be injected. For example, they said at 10, so the quantum that is being injected to the body of the patient should be 10, or at 8, or at 12. So there is a meter setting for this dose metering accuracy. It should be durable, because you know the elderly, sometimes they dropped it, sometimes they misplace it, sometimes they cannot recall where they put it. So somehow the usage is expected to be rough, and it needs to be durable with a tough material. So as far as manufacturing, it should be rather straightforward manufacturing process. It should be to keep the cost low. And another last part is this syringe got to be highly portable, because as elderly, sometimes you move from one place to another place, so maybe they have a high interest on traveling, so the syringe must be made also portable, easy to bring around. So based on the concept selection that we are discussing now, which is here, so this is the whole product development process, from identifying customer needs, setting the targets, and generate the suitable concept, select the concept. So we are here. Upon that, then we need to do testing, finalize the final specification, and then it could be mass production here. So these are the product concept that we are discussing at this stage for chapter 6. Well, this is the product outlook design, and this is how it looks like. So it looks like a pen. It has a cap here. This is a Novo Pen 4, and it has a dosage setting meter here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 12 or 15 maybe. So, and this is the symbol of the producer. So this is the Novo syringe pen for diabetic patient, and this is the main featured product at, in your textbook in chapter 7. So what are the concepts that being selected by Novo Nordisk? Just now we have highlighted 7 criteria for the concept selection, like this: ease of handling, ease of use, readability, dosage meter up to portability. So let's take a look on what is the concept chosen by Novo Nordisk Denmark. So by this product, by this kind of design, they achieve few criteria for a good design. For one thing is that this product can be pressed fully, and there is a click sound if you have press it full. You could also see how the Novo Nordisk syringe pen being used by the uploaded YouTube video that I have parked it at Edmodo. There is one video clip about Novo Nordisk syringe pen. So you could set the dial number for the insulin. For example, you set number at 8 or you set at number 12, just as like this. And the number is with the magnifying lens, so that the number can be seen larger than it is to be. So it is easier for the senior people to see this larger number. And the design is just like a pen, and a capsule which contains the insulin can be inserted into the pen. It is always replaceable. And normally in Malaysia, it costs around 450 per piece if you buy it at hospital or pharmacy. And the chassis of the pen syringe is basically a type of strong plastic. So these are the 6 concepts that has been selected by the Novo Nordisk syringe pen. So how is actually Novo Nordisk syringe pen come up with this kind of product concept? So in order to generate those kind of friendly concept, they have many ways to get the idea and to get the best concept. For one thing, they could be external decision. For example, they could call external expert asking their opinion, and the external expert could give them suggestion how to best design this Novo Nordisk pen. And normally this kind of product must be best selling, right? Product champion is as a best product in the market. And choosing the product could be used based on intuition, based on feelings, based on what is got to be done right. Or you could do some multi-voting for best concept to produce. You could run a survey over the internet or over the customer or over the expert to choose the best concept. You could consider the advantages and disadvantages of using concept 1, concept 2, concept 3. And of course, you need to produce the prototype and test it. And what are the most important metrics to be decided that the product must have? So these are few methods in order to choose the best product concept. So in the book, it is highlighted 7 product design concept for this kind of syringe. Okay, this is concept A, B, C, and D, and the 3 design, concept E, concept F, and concept G. So these are the mechanism or the concept chosen how to inject insulin into patient's body. Let's take a look for each design of the concept. Let's see for concept A. This is the concept number 1. It is based on master cylinder. So here is the plunger in which the patient can press it. This is the master cylinder that controls the pressure to be inserted. And here is the insulin capsule, and upon pressing, right, the liquid will be injected to the patient. So this is the first concept. The second concept, concept B, which is rubber brake type of design. So here there is a plunger, right? There is a rubber braking mechanism here to control the friction of the pressing, and there is an insulin cartridge here for the liquid to be injected to the patient. So this is second concept. Concept C, the third concept, they call it a ratchet, in which the plunger will be limited in terms of how much it can press, and it is set by this ratcheting mechanism. So if the ratchet is set of this length, and the plunger will be pressed and up to that length set by the limited ratchet, and there the insulin goes to the patient. So this is concept number 4. Concept D is a plunge stopper. So there is a plunger here, and there is a stopper here. So it is by simple press that when the plunger plunge into this stopper length, so the plunge will stop. So that much of insulin will be injected to the patient. So these are 4 first concept that has been discussed in the book. Let's take a look on the 5th concept. This is concept E by Swash ring. It is basically based on same plunger, but there is a kind of ring here. Okay, there is a ring here to set the dosage. So the ring will, the swash ring will limit the plunger how deep it can be pressed in, so that is the limit of the liquid of insulin need to be injected to the patient. Okay, this is concept number 6, which is concept F, lever set. So you set the basically lever here. All right, you set the dose to limit the dosage, and you press the plunger according to the set lever distance. And last concept is called concept G. This is concept number 7. This is based on dial screw. Right, this kind of design is slightly bigger. So there is a screw here. It will rotate upon the plunger is being pressed. Right, so there is a spring inside here. So they pressed it, and the plunger, then the screw will rotate and will press this kind of pusher inside, and it will inject in the liquid towards the patient. So overall, these are the 7 concepts of syringe design that is discussed in the book. So our task is now to screen or to decide the best plunger concept that can be produced. So we have to score it, and later we have to rank it, which plunger concept is the best for production. So again, you have seen this kind of concept. It is a tournament approach for selecting ideas and so on. So perhaps you have a problem here. You need to design the syringe for your company. In this case, it is a syringe to inject insulin to patient. So you have many concepts, approaches, or method. In our case, we just now see 7 concepts. Later, we will score it. So by the scoring, we know what is the best limited number that we could do. And then we will, after scoring, we will screen it. Okay. And then first we need to screen it, and later we score it, and at the end you may have the best 3, and later the only one design that you produce for mass production. This is up to from concept generation to the concept testing. Now, the proposed structured method of selecting the best concept is proposed by Steve Pugh. They call it a Pugh screening method for concept to select the best method of device to produce. So it could be based on customer focused product, or you could proceed it through with by having a competition, the best design win, and so on. So the concept should be very minimum, taking minimum time to the market from the design to the sales. So these are part of the structured concept in order to select the best concept to produce. Pugh 2-stage concept selection methodology. So he proposes the first need to do the concept screening, in which you will produce matrix like this based on 0, +1 or -1, and then you calculate what is the summation of the scores, and that would be the best few method that you could proceed for. Next, concept scoring. So concept scoring, we will do something like this. We highlight what is the criteria, and we put some weight, and by then you rank it, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and so on. So these are the 2-stage concept selection proposed by Steve Pugh. First, well, you need to screen it, and then you run scoring. The highest score, which is rank number 1, is considered the best to be produced for mass production. Concept screening by Stuart Pugh was proposed in 1980s, right? So in their journal, published in 1990 by Stuart Pugh. So basically, it involves a 6-step. First, you need to prepare the selection metric, and again, you need to rate the concept by having +1, 0, or -1 kind of numerical evaluation, and then you rank the concept. And then if you have the best ranked concept already, some of them you need to combine it, or some of them may be staying as it is the firstly designed, or some of them you need to perhaps improve it. And almost at the last stage, you select one or more best concept to be considered for mass production. Then you do some kind of evaluation for the rest of the processes that you have done. Okay, here is the first step. First, you have to prepare the selection matrix. So say you have this previously discussed 7 concepts or 7 approaches of designing the syringe. First, A is based on master cylinder, concept B is based on rubber brake, concept C based on ratchet, and concept D based on plunge stopper. Then concept number 5, E based on swash ring. Okay, concept F, number 6 is a lever set, and the last one, concept G, number 7 is dial screw. So from all this concept, you must set one as a master reference. In this case, normally the first column as a master reference. So if you compare syringe based on rubber brake concept or ratchet concept, you must compare with this master cylinder as a master reference. So you set the criteria that we have discussed earlier, ease of handling up to portability, that has been highlighted earlier. And then when you evaluate B, rubber brake, in terms of ease of use, you must compare with the master cylinder. So if it is the same, as good as master cylinder as far as ease of handling for concept B, then you set as 0. And you have to compare also concept C, which is ratchet. For example, readability of setting. So if you evaluate that the ratchet readability of setting is better than the master cylinder approach, so you put as plus. So it is a matter of 0, plus or minus. So all these will be evaluated based on your perception, and each of these will be compared with master cylinder as a reference point. Okay, after you make the evaluation based on 0, plus or minus on all these 7 concepts, then you have to sum it up all the plus here. Like 2, how many pluses? 2 pluses. Like here, how many plus at rubber bracket? Plus is 1. And here plus is 2, which is this and this. And for lever set, number of plus is 1 and 2, and the rest. So here also you take a look on the how many zeros. For example, at rubber brake there are 4 zeros, that is, which is 4. And how many negatives or minus that they have at each concept. For example, lever set, they have 1, 2 negative, which is sum negative equal to 2. So after you evaluate based on plus, 0 and minus, you have to total up the net score. For example, here at master cylinder, so you have 2 pluses and you have 0 minus, then 2 minus 0 means plus 2. And some zeros are normally not counted. So this row is this row for sum 0 is normally not counted and in the calculation. For example, concept B, rubber brake. So they have 1 plus, they have 2 minus, mean 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. So, and the rest of this score 2, right? So after having the total net score for each concept, then you have to rank it based on this score. These are the score like 0, 0, 1, 0, minus 2, minus 1, and 2. So you have to rank it based on the value of net score. For example, 2, which is a plus 2, is rank number 1 because it has positive 2. Okay, and then rank number 2, which is after 2 is 1, and this is rank number 2. And then this the rest is 1, 0, and 0. Right, all this number 3, right? So, and the rest as per ranking, you evaluate based on the net score. So from here, normally you could make some decision whether to choose which concept is the highest score. For example, this 2 is the highest score. So to continue production or to continue with the next stage is yes. And this is another one, which is SYRINGE. Yes, proceed. There are some combination need to be done, which is concept D and concept F. Based on the evaluation, they need to be combined, merged to become one, and concept G, dial screw, need to be revised. So here is the decision that you want to proceed with the next stage of ranking the concept for scoring. Okay, basically in the next stage we consider only concept A, concept D and F combined, concept E and concept G. So from 7, you may have already only 4 concepts being selected to the next stage for concept scoring, which is this. This is 1, 2, and then this is the third concept, combined, and fourth, which is A, E, D and F, and G. So now from 7 it has become to 4 concepts only to proceed to the next stage. Okay, in step 1 also we have to prepare the selection for the selection of metrics. So as far as ease of use, you could break down in what way ease of use can be understood or can be evaluated. First, for example, ease of injection, ease of cleaning, and ease of loading. So this is another breaking down of the parameter ease of use, or criteria ease of use can be seen from injection, cleaning, and loading. So the rest of the other criteria also can be broken down to so that we can look for each sub-element to evaluate this criteria that we are making decision on. So as we said earlier, there are only 4 concepts that is proceeding through after you screen it. Now you are doing the scoring. Combine and improve the concept. As I said earlier, concept D and F, we need to combine the level, right? So now the design is becoming something like this. So there is a lever to set the volume of insulin need to be injected, and there is a trigger here, right? So you can press it in. So there is a piston here to control the pressure. So this is the combined design between concept F and concept D. Whereas on concept G+, the basic concept is G, but they improve it. So they improve it to become, there is a kind of power release, like a set meter here. And that set meter is related to this gear shaft. And when you press it, the gear shaft is moving, and that will push the insulin, this chamber inside, and then the insulin will go to the patient. So at concept scoring, the next stage of determining the best or the highest score for the 4 chosen concepts. First, you have to prepare the selection metric, rate the 4 concepts, rank the concept. Those combined and improved concepts need to be considered. You could only select 1 or 2 best concept to proceed for mass production. This is the level of concept scoring. So here it shows how the concept scoring metric works. So first, we have agreed that 4 concepts pass through after the screening level, which is A as a master reference, is master cylinder, concept which is combined, concept D and F, concept E, source ring, and the improved concept G+. So by having these 4, we have to choose the best one. Here is the same selection criteria that we have been discussing before. And out of these 7 criteria, we have to put the weightage, which is how important is the criteria. Out of 100%, you have to assign certain weight here. For example, the most important criteria for the syringe is dosage meter accuracy. Of course, this is very important. You have to inject in only a suitable amount of insulin into your body, or else it is gonna be danger for the patient. So second most important selection criteria is ease of manufacturing, and then ease of use, and so on. So all these must total up 100% in evaluating the 7 selected criteria. And next, when we take a look at concept A based on master cylinder, we have to put the rating for each criteria. Which is, this is the weightage and this is the rating. So if the rate is higher, it is more important. Perhaps it is from 1 to 5, right? So there is a rating like 5 here, 4, 3, and so on. So next, how to do the scoring concept is, first you have to multiply the rating against the weight. For example, 3 multiplied by 5%, you have 0.15, and then you have 2 here, multiplied by 10%, you have 0.2, right? And you have 3 here as the last one, 3 multiplied by 10%, you have 0.3. So as such, all the weighted score will be summed up, all these now totaling up to 2.75, right? This is a total score number. And the same you do for a combined concept, concept D and concept F. So how to get the weighted score is actually this rating 3 multiplied by 5, you have 0.15 and so on. So the total score for concept DF is 3.45, and the same as this, after you multiply 4 by 5%, then you have 0.2. You sum up all the score, you have 3.10, and same equal as this, 4 you multiply by 5, you have 0.2, and you calculate the weighted score for all of those belonging to G plus, you have 3.05. So now here, from the total 4 scores, you have the highest score, which is 3.45, belonging to combined concept D and F as a lever stop concept. So because this is the highest rank in comparison to the rest based on the total score, so this product concept will be chosen for mass production, which is to develop. The rest is actually just for perhaps keep in view or for future reference. So now the chosen concept is lever stopper concept based on combination of concept D and concept F. So that is how we choose the best concept of product to be produced. Okay, I think that would be all for the chapter on concept selection, okay, of chapter 6. So thank you class for listening to my explanation and lecture. So you're all dismissed, and thank you again.